Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Today, I thought I'd show you guys this Texas Instruments TI-99 4A computer system that I recently picked up on my local Craigslist for only $200. Okay, here is the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A computer that I purchased on my local Craigslist for only $200, and it does work, including the rear expansion box. It also works. In part 2 of this video series, I'm going to be showing that expansion box in more detail. We'll take a look inside. I believe there's 4 cards plugged in. We'll take a look at each of those 4 cards. But yeah, as you can see, the computer itself is in really nice condition. Got the programmer's reference guide. I got the speech synthesizer. It's in pretty nice shape, and it does work, fully work. It comes with the power supply. The main thing that attracted me to this ad was that monitor right there, because that monitor is often seen with the Commodore VIC-20 computer. It looks really good with the VIC-20. That monitor is also often seen in like magazine advertisements with the Atari 600 or 800 XL computers, which are also basically white and black. And so that monitor looks really good with the Atari 800 XL and the 600 XL. So yeah, I've been looking for one of those monitors. You know, I think it's a really, really nice monitor. And so I bought that monitor. I'm going to do a total refurb on it. I'm going to refurbish it, and that's going to be put with my my Commodore VIC-20 computer. And I'm going to recap the board. I'm going to make some adjustments on the CRT, the conversions and the focus and things like that. But that monitor has plenty, the picture tube has plenty of life left in it. There's no burn-in, and the colors, as you can see, looks really good. And yeah, so that monitor, I'm going to refurbish it, and that's going with my VIC-20 computer collection, which I will be showing this year. I plan on showing my entire VIC-20 collection, so stay tuned for that video. And I'm also going to be playing some of the games too, showing you guys some of my favorite Commodore VIC-20 games this year. But anyway, there's the computer. And then there's the rare expansion box right there. Now, one neat thing about that expansion box, it comes with one single-sided shoe-guard mechanism, but the controller supports double-sided drives as well, and you can have up to 2 drives. So one of the things I'm planning on doing this year, later this year, and of course I'll, you know, do it on video. I plan on replacing that single drive with 2 black faceplate TIAC drives, you know, 360K, the double-sided drives. So that'd be really cool when I do that. There is, let's see, the best, what is that? The best of 99er. We'll take a look at some of those basic programs in future episodes. That right there is a satin black paint pen that I'm going to use. It works perfectly to touch up the smudges that are on the satin black paint around the monitor. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, you know, but yeah, it'll cover up all of that beautifully. Those smudges in the black paint. So yeah, it'll cover all that up, and I think it'll look really good. So now I'm going to show you some of my favorite games. Oh, over here I got like, I don't know, about 20-something game cartridges plus productivity software cartridges, but about, I'd say over half of them are games. And a lot of those are TI-99 4A exclusive games. So we're going to take a look at some of these games coming up next. Alright, we're first going to take a look at one of my favorite games for the TI-99 4A, and that's Parsec. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game, and it has some really good graphics for the time. I mean, keep in mind that this is from 1981-82. So, you know, when you look at it from that perspective, these graphics are pretty impressive. So that's what we're going to take a look at now. Hit a key. 1 for TI Basic, 2 for Parsec. Yeah, it loads up pretty quick. Now, for some reason, the colors are bleeding through on the monitor. I don't know if a recap is going to fix that or not. Oh, this game supports the speech synthesizer. That's one of the other things I like about this game. But yeah, that's pretty impressive graphics for 1982. It really is. But the colors look like they're bleeding a little bit. So I don't know if a recap is going to fix that or not. But I am going to recap that board. If that doesn't fix that, then I'll have to do some minor adjustments to the screen, because there's nothing wrong with the CRT. The CRT has plenty of life left in it. It's plenty bright. It's actually very clear, very bright. And keep in mind also that the video camera, it has more light gathering power than the human eye. So what appears perfect to our eyes, like this looks really good in person, but the camera it pulls in more light, and so it might be overly bright on the camera. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, that's Parsec. I don't have a joystick plugged in, so I can't play it, but I just wanted to show you, give you an idea what the graphics looked like way back in 1982 on the world's first 16-bit home computer. Alright, next up, we've got TI Invaders. It's an early game for the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A computer. In fact, this is, I believe, a TI-99 4A exclusive game. So let's take a look at it. And it too has some pretty impressive looking graphics for 1981. In fact, you look at the copyright date on there, 1981. Has some pretty impressive graphics for way back now. How many decades ago was that? This is early 1981 graphics. I'm hoping that's going to show a demo. I'm hoping it'll go to a demo screen. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. Gee, I wonder what game Texas Instruments copied. Press any key to begin. Yeah, this game looks pretty good. It's one of my favorite on the TI-99 4A because it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, I think. It looks better in person. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it looks a lot better in person. Yeah, pretty impressive for 1981 graphics. Look at that. Yeah, I think after I recap this monitor and do some minor adjustments to it, you know, I think it'd be a nice monitor from a VIC-20. I'm going to get an actual TI-99 monitor, the appropriate monitor for this computer here, which is also black and silver with the silver chrome. I'm looking for one of those monitors. Now, some of these games support the sound synthesizer. That's the module that's plugged into the side of the computer. But not all games, only some of them. Okay, so that's TI Invaders. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, TI Invaders. All right. Up next is another one of my favorite games for the TI-99 Connect 4. It's a strategy game. Yeah, I love this game. I could spend hours playing this game. Love this game. The object of this game is to get 4 in a row, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. And you're playing against the computer. So yeah, I love games like this. I could literally play this type of game for hours. Because it's a game that stimulates the mind, you know. Pretty cool. Sorry for the scan lines that my video camera's most likely picking up. But I wanted to show these games, you know, on a real CRT monitor, not on an LCD, to give you the full retro computer experience. This is what we had to use back in the day, you know. Yeah, this is what we had to use. Anyway, that's Connect 4. Okay, next up, we have the game Blasto. Game selection. God, I haven't played this game in so long. Let's try Sluggish. Tank Trails. I was hoping to have like a demo. We're going to show you the demo. In fact, let me see if the demo will come up. Let's see if the demo will come up. And a track mode, you know, like on the old arcades. Okay, so it does have a track mode. That's good. Blasto. But yeah, those graphics are pretty good for the early 80s. You know, I think this game came out in 81, 82. It's pretty impressive graphics for back then. Especially since I think a lot of these games were on 16K cartridges. So that's 16K, not 16 megabytes. Okay, 16K cartridges. Dig that music. It's definitely not the Commodore 64's computer's famous SID chip. But hey, at least it does have some sound. Wow. I think I heard some music there. God, these old sounds, they're so nostalgic, so retro. Anyway, that's Blasto. Okay, next up we have Hangman. Hit the enter key, 2 for Hangman. Secret word game. Guess one letter at a time. If you pick 11 wrong, that sounds like the Shamus theme song. Number of players. Well, let me see if it has an attract mode. If not, I'll go ahead and play a quick game. Man, dig that sound. That is so early 80s. Oh wow, it's showing an attract mode. Okay, so I'm going to have to play it. Yeah. If I remember correctly, you're actually trying to spell out actual words. Like that's a word that has an A in it. Has 5 letters. Okay, 2 R's. So what is that? A-R-R. A-R-R. Wow. Carry. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, that's Hangman. The screen looks really good in person. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up, but in person the screen looks really good. The colors are really nice. So let's select the enter key. I live here in the United States, so we speak English here in the United States. Okay. Academic what? Skill builder? I wonder if this is like a tutorial. I'm not tutorial, like a teaching game, educational game. AID game options. See, there's a thing that's supposed to go like a thing that goes above your function key or your number keys that tells you what all these things are. I need to get one of those. I don't have it, so I don't know what key that is. AID. I think AID is a 7 key. Let me see if it's got an attract mode before I press the 7 key. Yeah, I think this is an educational cartridge. I think AID is a 7 key. Okay, so what the heck is this? What the heck is that? Yeah, I don't think I'd be playing this game. But I thought I'd show it anyway. An early educational game for the TI-99 4A. Yeah. Minus mission. So I guess this teaches children subtraction. Okay, enough of that. Okay, next up we have Chisholm Trail. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Chisholm Trail. Whatever that is. Yeah, C-H-I-S. Chisholm Trail. (1982). It's an early 1982 game. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do here. Press any key. Okay. Select level of players. Okay, I'm going to select 1. Okay, so apparently this is some kind of... Okay, I see what this is. I'm surprised this did not have an attract mode. I like the way it moves the gunship out the opening, the starting area. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way it does that. Yeah, this looks really clear in person. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but it looks really good in person. Looks really good. Damn scan lines. Oh well, that's what you get with CRTs. Yeah, not a bad looking game for the early 80s, 1982, I think is when this game was released. And I'm pretty sure this is a TI-99 exclusive, this game here. Which means it was never available on any other system. Not even the Commodore VIC-20 or the 64. Or the Apple II. Wow. Okay, that's enough of that game. Okay, next up, we have The Attack. I don't know what kind of game this is. I don't think I've ever played this game before. Wow. This is a really early game for the TI-99 4A. Look at the copyright, 1980. It's a very early game. Probably one of the first games for the system. Yeah, I'm actually impressed with these graphics, considering the time period. Between 1979 to 1983, that time period. This was state of the art back then. Yeah, I don't know what this game is about. Looks interesting. Okay. That's enough of that. Alright, next up, we have Hunt the Wampus. I don't know what kind of game this is. Hunt the Wampus. Sounds interesting. Okay, 2 for Hunt the Wampus, 3 for Chassis Wampus. I guess this is in different languages. Yeah. Okay. Press 2 for English. Hopefully it's got an attract mode. This is another early game for the TI-99 4A. 1980. Look at this. Hunt the Wampus. The copyright is 1980 on this game. Very early game for the TI-99 4A. Wow. Easy maze, hard maze. I'm hoping it has an attract mode. Let's wait for a moment longer. Hopefully it's got an attract mode. I guess it doesn't. So let's try number 1, easy maze. Press option, normal. Let's say normal. I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. Now, I don't have a joystick or anything, so I guess I can't play this game or show you the game. But at least I'll load it up for you guys so you can see it, the beginning of it. Hunt the Wampus. Sounds interesting. Alright, next up we have Moon Mine. I live here in the United States, and here in the United States we speak English. So let's press 2 for English. Moon Mine. Yeah, that looks pretty good for 1983. That's around Commodore 64 years. So yeah, you could tell that they were trying to compete with the Commodore 64 because they upped the graphics detail on the TI-99 4A. Yeah, this game uses a speech synthesizer for speech.
Crew member lost. Continue game, Captain.
Well, that's enough of that one. Moon Mine. Okay, next up we have Car Wars. Two for Car Wars. Okay, hopefully it has an attract mode. Yes, it does. It looks like sort of like a Pac-Man variation. A variation of Pac-Man. Yeah. The cars are eating up the dots. And they're trying to avoid each other. So basically, I guess you're playing against the computer. It looks like an interesting game, very challenging. They probably changed the racetrack, you know, for each level. I've never played this game, so I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, next up is Tombstone City. Another TI-99 4A exclusive game. Let's take a look at it. 2 for Tombstone City. Yeah, those graphics look pretty good. Yeah, I gotta adjust the, gotta center the screen on the tube. I can make fine adjustment. It looks like horizontal adjustment for that to get the image centered on the screen. But that's not bad considering how old that monitor is. That monitor came out like around 81, 82. Yeah. I'm hoping it has an attract mode. 1981, so that too is an early game for the TI-99 4A. And the copyright's 1981. Press AID for rules. So AID is a 7 key. Let's do that. Wait a minute, is it a 7 key or 8 key? Well, it's not. Okay. Level 1 novice. 1 for novice. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I think you're trying to protect the town against people that are trying to attack it. I never played this game before. I was hoping it had like an attract mode. Apparently it doesn't. Okay, anyway, wait, let me see something. Let me press the 7 key. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. I don't have a joystick plugged in, so I can't actually play the game, so I get a joystick plugged in. But don't worry, in future videos, I will be playing some of these games for you guys. And of course, I'll be recording that. So stay tuned for those exciting episodes on my Texas Instruments TI-99 4A playlist. All right, next up, we have football. Two for football. Okay. Hopefully it's got an attract mode. Looks like it does. 1979. Wow, that means this is this is an early game for the TI-99 4A. This is one of the first games for the system. Length of each quarter in minutes. I don't know anything about football, but let's say 15 minutes. Enter. Player 1, enter your name. Okay. Player 2, enter your name. Punk ass. Yeah, player 2, his name is Punk ass. Call the toss, punk ass. Hans, you have won the toss. Of course I won the toss. Will you receive? I don't even know what the hell that all means. I'm not into football. Don't know anything about it. Okay, press any key to start. All right. I think I pressed the any key. See, I don't know what the hell to do here, but the graphics look pretty good considering this game is what, from 1979? Looks pretty good. Yeah. Looks pretty good for a 1979 game. Anyway, that's it. I mean, that's enough of this game. Let's go on to the next one. Next up, we have the adventure game by Scott Adams. I love this. This is one of my favorite games on the Commodore VIC-20 computer. In fact, it was the very first computer game that I ever played. Was Scott Adams' Adventure. I never will forget that evening. Never will forget it. Okay, 2 for Adventure. Okay, Scott Adams' Adventure. 1981. Wow. So this too is an early game for the TI-99 4A. Press any key to begin. Okay. Where is the database? Okay, apparently you have to look. You have to look in the manual for this stuff. I think this game for some reason is manual protected. And you can see how the words are shifted off the screen. So I definitely have to center the screen. And the horizontal adjustment is in the back. You have to use like a tuning driver for that. But yeah, I'll tweak the monitor. He'll be fine when I get finished with it. But you look at the text; it looks really good. Looks very good. And the screen is plenty bright enough. There's no burn-in or anything. So yeah, that looks pretty good. It's a shame I couldn't go any further on this game, because I don't think I have the manual to this game. Yeah. I got in a bunch of books and a bunch of manuals in this lot. And keep in mind, I only paid $200 for everything. Everything that I'm showing in this video. I only paid $200 for everything. I would have paid $200 just for the monitor, because that monitor is very hard to find. Yeah. It's a perfect monitor for a Commodore VIC-20 or an Atari 800XL computer. Okay, the final cartridge that I'm going to show in this video is, I believe it's Music Maker. I have more cartridges than this, but the rest of them all seem to be productivity or educational software, so I don't know if you guys are interested in looking at those cartridges or not, but I'm not going to show them in this video. If you're interested in seeing those other cartridges, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a separate video just showing what's on those cartridges. Anyway, this right here is Music Maker. So let's hit the Enter key. 2 for Music Maker. Wow, 1980. So this too is a very early cartridge for the Texas Instruments TI-99 Wow, Music Maker. Yeah, traditional mode, sound graphs, load music. So the load music part, you can load either from cassette or one of your 3 disk drives. You can have up to 3 disk drives hooked up to the expansion box. I'm going to have 2 drives built in. I'm looking for 2 black faceplate TIAC drives, 360K TIAC drives. They come up from time to time on eBay, and I'm going to snatch them up, when they come up, because I want to have 2 drives in this system. One of the things I want to do is I want to type in some basic programs and show those programs to you guys. I want to save them to disk and do stuff like that, in front of the camera, so you guys get to watch, what I'm doing. Yeah. Anyway, let me choose, okay, 1 traditional mode. Okay, sharps, I don't know what all this is. I have an ear for music, but I don't know how to read like sheet music, so I don't know what all this is. I'm going to say 7. Okay, time signature, I don't know, I'll just hit enter. Okay. Speed, let's try the middle, 15. And oh, that's some impressive looking graphics for 1980, 81. Look at that. And keep in mind, the Texas Instruments computer, the TI-99 it has an extremely low resolution screen. It's about the same resolution as the Commodore VIC-20, and yet look what programmers were able to do on such a low-res screen back in, the early 80s. This is very impressive looking. I mean, just look at this. Very impressive. I like the way that looks. Yeah. Anyway, that's Music Maker. All right. I've got some books and some manuals to show you. And the only reason why I show books and, vintage computer books and manuals is because I think the artwork on the covers are very nostalgic, very retro. So, and also, you get to see what the manuals for each one of the games or the productivity software, what the manuals look like. And also got some books too. Alright, first out, let me zoom out a little bit. Not that far out, Mr. Gamble. Anyway, first up, we've got the actual manual to that monitor. It's a Comrex monitor. The model number is CR6500. Okay, this monitor is also sold by another name brand. I can't remember the name though. It's the same model number, but it's a different name. But yeah, I like the way, okay, the way the manual has like cartoon-like pictures to show you your do's and don'ts of the monitor, I think that looks really nice. Very retro. Okay. Okay. And this right here is really important. Like if you have to adjust the monitor, that's really important right there for making, you know, adjustments on the tube or on the monitor. This is really important, this stuff here, especially on the right-hand page there. And this is the specs, you know, specifications for that monitor. I don't know if you can read that or not, but there's the specifications. Okay. Next up, we've got this addendum right here, and it tells you what these special functions are. Remember, I didn't know what AID was? Well, it's the Shift A key, or function 7, well, function 7 key on the TI-99 So, but there's also like a small strip that you can put above the keys that tells you what these are, you know. So there's that. I'm glad I got that. Yeah, I'm glad I got that. Alrighty. We got this Programmer's Guide to the Best of 99er, Volume 1. Just flip through it real quick. I don't want the video to be too long. It's already approaching an hour long. Here we have an actual disc. I didn't even know that Texas Instruments software came on discs, but there it is, 5¼ disc. And there's the actual label that came off the disc. I gotta use double-sided sticky tape to put it back on there. So anyway, that's what's on that disc, Texas Instruments disc. And that's what the label, you know, that's what the Texas Instruments, you know, the official Texas Instruments home computer diskette software looks like. Just thought I'd show it to you. Next up we got Sam's TI-99 24 basic programs for the system. So yeah, these books are old and they're not in perfect shape, but it's nice to even have these books, you know, so I could, you know, mess around with, you know, typing in these programs and running them, you know, just having fun like the old days. You guys know what I'm talking about. That experience, you know, the golden age of home computers like I have. I'm sure you typed in a lot of these old basic programs just to see what they would do, and this is a good way of learning basic too, because you got to learn what the subroutines do and how basic works, you know. So yeah. Next up we've got TI-99 graphics and sounds. Sam's Publishing, Sam's book, you know. And this, yeah. There's all that. Now I do plan on typing in some of these programs and showing you a lot of this stuff on the on my TI-99 computer. I also have one in really good condition as its original box. I will show it in a later episode. Show you what, you know, the computer looks like in its original box. Do like an unboxing, you know. All right, we got TI Extended Basic. I think I got the cartridge to this, if I'm not mistaken. I got the cartridge to this. But Yeah, got the cartridge to this. Pretty sure I do. Got the cartridge to this. Yeah. What next? Well, we got TI-99 4A game programs. Look at that. Look at all that brown and the brown wood paneling on the walls. That is, and the brown, the wood grain TV, the brown carpet, that is so 1970s. That is so 1970s. Yeah, you heard that 70s show, right? Well, this is that 70s book and computer. There it is, the rare expansion system. We will be taking a real close look at that in episode 2, or, episode 2 of this TI-99 4A playlist, so stay tuned for that. Take an in-depth look at that. But look at all this. Wow, man. Yeah, look at that. Okay. We also have the beginner's basic Texas Instruments TI-99 computer. Okay. Just show you, what's in the book for nostalgic reasons. I want to give you this whole retro experience. Yeah, I think it's important to see what we did. You young guys or young people that might be watching this video, hey, this is what we had to do back in the day. If we wanted software for our computer, hey, we couldn't always go out and buy it. We'd type it in ourselves. Yeah, and save it to cassette tape or a disc, and yeah. There's that. Okay, next up, I'm going to show the game manuals that I have. I have 28 games, or excuse me, 28 program cartridges for the system. And I did get some of the manuals, so I'll show them. Like here's the manual to Parsec. It's a really nice game. I'm just going to show the front of the manuals for now, because the video's already getting kind of long. But we will be taking a closer look at each and every one of these games, including I'll scan each manual in 1080p, and you'll be able to read the manual, like pause the screen and read the manual before you see me, before you watch me play each game. So stay tuned for these exciting episodes. They're going to be posted in my TI-99 4A playlist, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Oh, and I do have the manual to Scott Adams' Adventure. So I'll be able to look up, what, get the correct answer for that question if they ask you. So yeah, there's a manual to Scott Adams' Adventure. Here's Hunt the Wampus. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. Okay, alrighty. That's what it looks like. Tombstone City. Focus, please. Yes, focus. That's a good camera. I got two of them. So, if anyone needs this manual, let me know. Email me, and I can send it to you. The Car Wars manual is creased right there, but at least I've got the manual, you know. The Hangman manual. The Connect 4 manual. The Blasto manual. Oh my. The Football manual. Okay. And Minus Mission. See, aren't these graphics so nostalgic looking? They're so retro. That's why I thought it was important that I show you at least the front of these game cartridge manuals, because I think they're cool. I think they're so retro, so nostalgic, you know. Alright, next up, we've got the manuals to the productivity software that I have for the computer. And I think there's manuals in there for the educational cartridges too. We've got this one here. We will be taking a closer look at this. And the reason for that is because if you have the speech synthesizer plugged in to the computer, you can use this software. This software, the cartridge comes with extra stuff that allows you to control that speech synthesizer. And we're going to take a close look at that. And this is the manual to that cartridge, the Terminal Emulator 2 cartridge. I didn't show that, but I will. I'm going to show this in an episode all by itself. And I'm going to show you what you can do with this cartridge and the speech synthesizer. Yeah, so stay tuned for that exciting episode. Here's the manual to Music Maker, which I think has very impressive looking graphics for the time period, and considering that the TI-99 has an extremely low resolution screen. Yeah, the guys did a really good job on this piece of software. They really did. Here's Personal Real Estate. Here's Home Financial Decisions. Just look at that retro artwork. Here's Personal Record Keeping. Securities Analysis. Whatever that is. And then we have some books. Well, I have cassette software too, but I don't know. I don't want to show. I'm sure we've all seen cassette tapes, so I didn't want to actually show the cassette tapes. It would be kind of boring, I think. But here's Programming Aids 1, and I do have the cassettes to all these manuals. Market Simulation, cassette software. Oldies but Goodies Games 2, cassette software. And Teach Yourself Basic. Says here for use with the 2 cassette tapes only. Alrighty, well I've got those cassette tapes. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.